Welcome to the Seat Holders, where power meets culture. I am Kennedi Alexis, and you know I only bring the top of the top to the seat. Today, I have someone who is a game changer, who moves with intention and definitely knows how to claim their seat. But I'll let them introduce themselves. Serena, take it away.
You know it's your girl!
I know that!
Big Rena!
You know
Kennedi, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy to be here today.
Thank you.
I am just truly in amazement and so thankful that you have brought me on your podcast, episode number 1. And, just watching you go from intern at QC to looking at you now, it is truly remarkable. Thank you for having me. What are we going to get into today?
Always. We're going to talk about your journey and who you are. But I also want you to tell the people, or my seat holders that I like to call them, what do you do? Introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Yes, well, I've been in the trenches going on 5 years now. Currently at QC. I recently got a promotion and I'm now the artist relations manager.
I know that's right. Applause.
Yes. So everything's been going good. Work has been going good for me lately this year. I'm in a much better space than I was last year.
Nice.
And I'm just kind of really loving what I do, and I'm super excited.
You mentioned artist relations, and sometimes a lot of people in our industries get artist relations and A&R confused. Can you please clarify what that actually is?
Yes, so as an artist relations manager, I am basically responsible for the execution of the marketing plans that are brought to me. So we have what you call PMs, product managers. They come up with all the cool ideas that you see your artists doing out here. I have the entire QCLG roster, which is all of our developing acts, the ones that you guys don't really know about just yet. It's my job to make sure you know about them. So the product managers will come up with like a marketing plan, like, hey, we want to do this, we want to do this type of party, this. Serena, make it happen. So then I go ahead and execute it all while tracking numbers, budgets all day long. I do budgets, I send them in for approval, and I execute.
For my people who don't know, Serena, how did you even get to QC? How did you even get to artist relations? And tell my seat holders what that even is and what do you do on the day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, QC, Quality Control Music, is the first major hip-hop record label out of Atlanta. So I'll take it back to high school.
Nice.
So, they're asking you, what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What are you going to major when you get to college? And I didn't know, but I knew I was not meant to work a 9 to 5. I knew I did not want to sit at a table and a desk all day. I knew I wanted to do something that was going to be exciting, challenging, and was going to be different every day. Immediately, entertainment industry. So, okay, what do you want to do? These are thoughts I'm having at 15 and 16. So, what do you want to do in entertainment? I don't know. One day, many days, I'm watching the show The Game on TV. Tasha Mack, my shero. Love Tasha Mack. I'm like, what does Tasha Mack do? She was a sports agent, but she managed her son. Then you had Dion, who was Derwin's publicist. So I'm like, I kind of like what Derwin does. What Dion does. She's really into shaping his image and progressing his career in that way. But I also like what Tasha does. So okay, we got management and publicity. Let's throw our eggs in both baskets.
Yeah.
So, not many schools even still, but definitely not at that time, you could just go and major in entertainment management.
True.
That's not really a thing. So I majored in PR, public relations, because that's a nice straightforward career path.
Same, twinsies.
So I'm like, okay, I used to ask my mom, Mom, do you think I would be a good publicist? And she'd be like, yes, you have the personality for it, you have the lip for it, you can do that. So I'm like, okay, cool, boom, entertainment. Where should I go in the country? LA might be a little too far for me. I'm only 17. What about Atlanta? It's a black mecca. Think I want to do that. Cool. What colleges are in Atlanta? Got Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Georgia State, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, chose the AUC. So I'm like, okay, entertainment, this is what I'm here to pursue. I want to get my feet wet in music, sports, just any...
Triple threat,
okay? So sophomore year, I'm into the culture. So Migos popping at the time. I'm following the Migos ATL page on Instagram. One day they posted they're looking for interns. Immediately I submit my resume. Next day I get a call.
Nice.
Hi Serena, we would like to interview you to come in for an interview. Now I didn't know what QC was at the time, but that is the label. And went in for an interview, and 7 days later I was interning at Quality Control Music.
How was that for you? How was that moment? How did that feel?
It felt good. I'm like, oh shoot, like this is a label that has, Migos. I'm listening to Handsome and Wealthy every day. Fight Night is out, at that time. So I'm like, okay, this is it. This is my first step into music. Let's get it on. So that was a really cool experience, similar to what you may know now, which I interned for about a year.
We all know about that year.
Okay, if you're still there for a year, you locked in.
Got some things coming up soon. Just stay
down. Just stay down, okay?
Ignore the haters. Your parents, no shade, no tea. Just ignore.
Girl.
Just stay the course.
Yes. So, interned there as a publicity and marketing intern. I was learning a lot, really liked it. At the time, I'm a sophomore. I was either a sophomore or junior. I think I was a junior in college. And so now I'm coming up on senior year. I'm super involved on campus in my sorority. I was a part of the cheer team. So I had a lot going on campus, and I wanted to start focusing on that. So after a year, I, let them know, like, hey, I'm not going to continue with the internship program.
Oh, so you stopped.
I stopped. And girl, Migos came out with Bad and Bougie the next year. Girl, label took off. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
and you over here.
I'm over here still trying to figure it out. Had I stayed down,
you would have been on Bad and Bougie.
I would have been on Bad and Bougie.
I think left you off of Bad and Bougie.
I got left off Bad and Bougie, but not for too long, just for a little bit.
All right.
Okay, so I am trying to make it work. Graduated from college, still trying to find my footprint in entertainment, still not really knowing that I wanted to work at a major label, if I wanted to continue to pursue PR. So I'm working these odd jobs in hospitality, but also still keeping my feet wet in the entertainment world, freelancing, doing different
production
PA,
assistants. That's what you do it. Production coordinator.
Okay.
Gotta get in where you
gotta
fit in.
stay in it.
You have to.
You have to keep your ear to the streets. So I'm still doing that. After a while, I'm like, okay, I think I want something a little more stable. Like, I'm starting to see that the entertainment and publicity in particular at the time, there's no major PR firm that's Black that is going to be tapped into the things that I wanted to be tapped into. So I'm like, I got to make a move.
Right.
So I was either going to go to New York or to LA, weighed out my pros and cons. My whole family is from New York, so I'm like, okay, I have somewhere to stay out there. I have connections out there, but my connections in my career are stronger in LA. So I'm going to have to make it work in LA. Packed up right night before my 25th birthday, drove home to Maryland, packed up all my things, flew to LA the next day.
It's 25 is literally your pivot moment where you literally say, okay, I'm strapping up for war and I'm ready to fly.
Literally 25th birthday, moved to LA, and it was great. I took another, I don't want to make this a long story, so I'm gonna wrap it up. So I got my big girl job when I moved out there. I started working at ID PR, entertainment firm. I was working with clients like Serena Williams, Janelle Monáe, John Legend, Steph and Aisha Curry.
Some A and B listers. Nice. Love those.
Some A and B listers. And so I was just the talent publicity coordinator to one of the senior executives.
Where you start?
Was doing that, and I was always posting on my Instagram. And I think my supervisor at the time when I was at QC picked up that I was moving and shaking. And so she reached out to me and she was like, hey Serena, are you available to potentially come and join my team? And I was like, not really. I live across the country and I have a full-time job, but what are you offering?
Right.
So she said, we'll make it part-time and remote. And by this time we're in the pandemic. It was 2020. So I'm like, okay, I can maybe juggle both. I don't have to go into an office, blah, blah, blah. 4 months later, I'm swamped. I'm like, oh my God, I cannot continue to do both of these jobs. Which one am I going to choose? Am I going to stay in LA and stick with this entertainment PR firm, which was my dream? Or am I going to go with the niggas and turn up.
With bad emotions.
Girl, I chose the niggas.
Bad emotions.
Sorry.
They
Girl, I
got me.
chose bad and bougie. Okay, so winded up quitting, moving back to the East Coast to go full-time at QC. I started off as the executive assistant to the president and to the CEO of the company.
Nice.
Quickly progressed to day-to-day management for City Girls, which I loved. I loved being on the road. I liked working with girls. And I just met so many other like industry people in this role. And my boss just really put me in position at the time to just thrive, succeed, like show my work ethic and just be all that I could be. And I just really grew. And so, like I said, when the girls unfortunately split at the top of last year, that's when my work identity kind of got blurred for me. I tried out being a product manager, didn't like it. But I knew I wanted to do artist relations because I was kind of already doing it. So as an artist relations manager, it's my job to develop, to execute the plan of the artist's vision.
Okay.
So I may not have the creative vision for them because I don't know what you're rapping about. I don't really want to know what you're rapping about, but if that's what you want to do, cool.
Let's
I'm
do
gonna
it.
go and make it happen.
Right.
So my job really entails now lots of coordinating, scheduling. You need to be here at this time. This is what your day is going to look like. We've got digital over here doing this. They're going to send me a budget. I'm going to make sure everybody gets paid. I'm reaching out to like the glam teams to make sure that, hair, makeup. I basically make sure the artist is
Taken care of?
Hold on.
Okay.
Not taken care of. How do I usually say it?
Presented.
No.
Position to look best.
So it's like a part of marketing, but I'm executing the marketing. So for example, one of my developing acts that I'm working primarily on right now are the Boykin sisters. They're a country girl group that we just signed.
Yay.
They are going to be on a major TV show. So I didn't book them for the TV show, but it's my job to make sure that they're going to be prepared for TV. So that looks like making sure they're in rehearsals, booking the rehearsal space, the choreographer, their vocal coach, making sure that they have wardrobe, hair, makeup. I just get them ready for wherever they need to show up and be in the world to continue with their marketing.
You're like you're like the artist mothers in a sense. How your mothers prepare you for school, make sure you're all presented, make sure you're good to go. It's like you're like the mother hen. Like, okay, y'all good to go? Make sure you're there.
Literally, I call them my kids. I like to nurture my kids. So that's what it is that I do. I nurture my artists to show up as their best selves to, do what they do best.
And that's truly what The Seat is really about. The Seat is about owning your power and owning it. The Seat is not just a podcast, it's actually a statement. And you have created so many statements and actually said statements because not only did you say no the first time of coming back to Atlanta after you already had your job in LA, you literally stuck with your values, who you are, and said, well, I have to think about it. I'm not just going to jump and just go because somebody offered me something, And I really like that because you literally owned your seats and now you're here. And I also like that you mentioned how you progressed. You didn't just start in artist relations. You have to start from somewhere, which is being the assistant, because you have to have the trust and the loyalty to even be able to move up. So I love that for you.
Thank you. I think starting off as an assistant in the industry needs to just be like step one for damn near everybody. Like being an assistant, you are going to learn the foundation of the industry and you get to see everything. So then you can pinpoint like, okay, I don't like that. I like that. I don't like that. People always, when I say I work in artist relations, they do correlate it with A&R and they're like, can I send you my music? No, I don't work in the studio. I don't listen to records. Even when I was on the road with City Girls, we were putting out their album. I didn't hear the album until it came out on Apple Music because I know my lane. That's not my forte.
Understandable.
I am not in creative services. I am in logistics. Logistic services.
And handling things that need to take care of. I agree with the assistant part because at first I used to hate that I actually was an assistant when I got hired. So I came from intern to an assistant. But being the assistant to the president of the company is a whole different ballgame because that's a whole different seat that they sit in. And then you two are kind of like adjacent to that seat as well.
It's
in
the
a
best
sense.
seat.
And it's truly the best seat to be in because when I tell you, you see everything, you see everything. And then it's almost as if your boss kind of gives you a a crutch where you can kind of make a few mistakes because you can try out different things and still make sure their stuff is handled. But then if you want to go over here a little bit and be a production assistant on Rolling Loud for an artist, or be on this side and go to the games and just help out with management and agency, you can really get a feel and you still be okay, because it's almost as if your seat is safe. And no one else wants that seat, in a sense, because only your boss wants you in that seat. No one else, because of the trust. So I do agree.
It's like job security.
It is.
When you get in that specific seat, being an assistant to a C-suite level exec,
come on,
and you do your job
and do it well,
baby, you are in there like swimwear.
And you can have some cute Bottega Orbit sneakers as gifts, or Chanel sneakers as gifts.
No, seriously.
The perks.
You get to see everything in that seat, and you're the crutch, the person that is the machine behind your executive being able to do what they do. A lot of people don't know that that's all you.
Right.
That's all me.
Right.
But you're learning so much, and you're meeting everybody.
Because they try to get in contact with you when they can't get in contact with them. And then half the time they're going to give you your number instead of their number. So it works.
And to your point, when you said everybody can't do that, that is real, because that job, that seat, comes with a lot of pressure.
It does.
It has so much pressure. You cannot, it's very, very little room for mistakes. And you are clearly a representation of them. So, like, it's really not for anybody.
It's not, and I understand that. Adding on to what you said, because how we had similar backgrounds of both being in a PR, it's kind of funny how you're literally the publicist of your actual boss, because you make sure they're in good shapes and forms.
Yeah.
Moving forward, when is the moment that you truly realized that you was in the seat that you're supposed to be in?
Man, I would say it was maybe like 7 months into the job, and you know, I came in pretty timid because it was a place that I wanted to be. So I'm like, oh God, like, don't mess up, be on your P's and Q's. You know, I'm constantly in my head, does my boss like me? Am I doing a good job? And I'm a person who likes validation. Like, do you love me? Tell me why you love me and how much. Tell me all that.
And write a paragraph and put it out to the world.
Tell me how you feel, baby.
And scream my name to the top of your lungs.
My boss was not giving that at all. For 7 months, she was not giving that. So every day I'm in my head like, oh my God, am I supposed to be here? Did I make the right move? Should I have stayed in LA? Like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Because, I mean, no shade, but like, she's a bit of a stickler. But she's someone I wanted to impress and make a good impression with.
I agree.
So, my first work trip ever, she was like, Serena, I need you to come to Rolling Loud, Miami. And I'm like, oh my God, you want me to come? And she's like, yeah, you just did everything to make sure the girls could go and be okay. You know, I was doing the logistics for them, which is booking their dancers, their travel, getting their glam together, just everything, okay? So we get to Miami, and I am stressed because everything is on me. And I mean, from like what time the car is going to be there, what time is their set, what time do they have to be at the stage, the venue. Nobody else knows that but me.
Confirmations for the hotel room.
Confirmations are
credit,
they booked?
Is credit card authorization form get cleared?
Okay. Did everyone even make it to Miami? Where's the DJ?
Where's the flight?
Everything is on Serena. So I'm like, oh my God, this is major. So boom, I'm doing everything, doing it. Rolling Loud happens. That night, my boss texted me. She said, girl, you did that. Aww. She was like, you killed it. I don't know what I would have done here without you. And I was like,
that's what you needed.
You don't know what you would have done without me? I was like, but you didn't know what you would have done without me? I did that. Appreciation. I got my flowers. I got my flowers that night, and after that, oh my God, my career took off, and I was like, I'm supposed to be here, and I love it here.
I love that.
What about you?
I agree. I agree about the validation part, because it's different for me, because I work in the male side of things, because it's sports. So my boss is a male figure, and he doesn't do validation either. He doesn't. And then also, it's kind of funny how I even got hired, because I didn't even know he was watching me. So I got a call like, hey, we know you was doing this over here, but we want you to come over here. And I said, oh, for real? And I was like, okay, who would I be working with? And they said the guy's name, and I said, okay, you know me, crazy. So I said, okay, let's let's do it. You know, I can figure it out. And me with my personality, when you have an upbeat, bubbly personality and then you meet someone who's so chill, poker face. All right, hey, what's your name?
Literally.
I'm Kennedi Alexis. Okay, so this is my schedule for the week. And I'm like, oh, I should be taking notes right now. Okay. But moving on, I think the moment that I really got was when I went to Baltimore, my first football game, my first trip as well. And he was like, he called me, he said, I need you here. I said, okay, need me where? He was like, Baltimore, you know the schedule, you know the flight. Tell the travel agents to book your flight. Oh, okay. And you think like that's like the moment you're waiting for, like, yes. But you really don't know the pressure that it comes with because they're not calling everybody. Usually I have a moment where I can send everything in a text message to make sure everything is together. But no, it's like, okay, Kennedi, where's the car? Who's driving us? What is this restaurant? Pick out a restaurant for us to go eat. And you're thinking like a restaurant, you can do that. But no, they want to see how you move. They want to see how you are at the games, how you eat. They want to see everything. So the moment when I was handling everything, taking care of the logistics for the players, helping him with his flights, he said, good job. I'll see you on Monday. And when he just told me good job, I was like, okay, I'm doing something right. Or now I come with not even the extra part, but I just come with making sure everything he ever asks is always done and complete to the fullest. So if he asks for like food recommendations, I go over and beyond. Here's a tip. I send a whole Canva menu, like a nice Canva menu and design it with breakfast, lunch, and dinner entrees that you could go to a restaurant with a link. So you have no questions because you never want them to question anything. If they have to come back with a question when you send, not really right.
And you know what? Anytime I got called to go on a work trip, I took 65 flights in the year of 2023.
I know that's right.
But every work trip I got called to go on, it still gave me that same feeling like, wow, you trust me again to do this?
Yes.
Like I get to do Coachella. What? You want me to go to Wireless Festival in London? What? I get to go with them to the VMAs in New York. Like every work trip, it was still that same excitement and same validation that like, you're still here. You're still doing it. You're killing it. Like they need you to continue doing what they're doing. And it just, every time. I never took it for granted.
But one thing I do love is, he knows my favorite movie is Devil Wears Prada. That's my favorite movie. And anytime I need humbling, sometimes I have to go, you should go watch that movie a little bit. You should go see that movie. I think you should go check it out. I think you missed a couple of things. And I love that he didn't give me validation in the beginning because in this industry, I hate to say it is a thankless job.
Yes.
Because you need to know that you don't need validation to keep going. Because if you are looking or seeking for validation every time you do something, you're never going to get it. You have to truly like give it yourself. So that's why it's almost like I give myself my own flowers or give people their flowers while they come and join my podcast, The Seat, to see how they got here.
Okay.
Now, speaking of seats, you chose to be in a love seat today. Can you explain to me why you chose a love seat?
I just felt like this was going to be the most comfortable for me. I felt like I was going to be nice and relaxed and it was going to make me feel ready. But honestly, I should have picked a director's chair.
Yes?
That's what it's giving.
Okay. Let's pin the director's chair, but you mentioned about being comfortable. Do you feel like when you're working, you have to be comfortable, especially since it's in a high environment and a high-paced environment that you work in?
I feel like I need to be comfortable right now talking about it.
Yes? Why so?
Yeah. Just so things can just flow off the top of my head so I don't feel so uptight. You asked if I feel comfortable while I'm working. It just depends on the setting and the environment, but for the most part, yeah, because I'm pretty confident in what I do, and with confidence comes comfortability.
Everyone's fighting for a seat at the table, but sometimes you must build your own. When did you realize it was time to create your own space in this industry?
Oh my God, I feel like I'm still creating my own space in this industry. I feel like I am just now getting my feet wet, and it's so like weird when people tell me like, you're so bomb and I'm so proud of you and you've done so much, and I'm like, I literally have done nothing but what I was supposed to do. It's time for me to do things that I'm not supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Like take risks.
Yeah, so when people are just so encouraged and inspired, I'm really like, oh my God. We haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg yet.
I know that's right. Do you think the chill vibe of this seat plays into your personality?
It can.
Like how?
Work is not all that chill.
Okay.
But I feel When I'm comfortable with people, it's more of like the chill Serena or the rah-rah Serena. It really just depends on the day.
I agree, because when I was an intern, you definitely gave rah-rah Serena.
Mm-hmm.
You was not the chill Serena.
Talk about that. Talk about your experience when you first met me. What was that like? Because you like to talk about that in other settings, and I just want to hear it now from your point of view.
You see how she's calling me out, right there. Now I'm in the hot seat. Oops. Cute. I'll talk about it. Why not? The people want to know. The people that's in the seat holders. My experience with Serena when I was an intern, she did not play. She was very stern, very direct. She knew exactly what task you needed to complete and when it was due. However, I was the intern who dressed up. So everybody else, wore casual clothes, nothing to them jeans and a t-shirt. It was cute though. Me, I had on business casual. I was in slacks, I was in button-ups, I had my pearl necklace. Ski-wee. I had on flats. I came very prepared because I was always told you dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Clocked. So I'll never forget, she called my name and she was like, Kennedi, because that's what she used to do. And she called my name and she was like, Kennedi. And I would come over there and she goes, what's up with you dressing up? What is this for? And I was like, I'm just wearing it. That's it, just clothes. She was like, can you go do this for me, please? And everybody around me were wearing tennis shoes, and the sneakers was nice, but there were tennis shoes, nice hoodies, nice graphic shirts, real nice, real chill. Even, no tea, no shade, the executives would be very chill. I was probably the only one in business attire.
And it just stood out. It just made you so unique. So, when I got the call that we needed an intern to come on set, I was like, I know our girl, Kennedi. I called Kennedi to come on for a podcast taping. Kennedi was on set, smoking hookah, drinking, doing her thing. And I was like, I know this intern. It's her first time in the field, and she out here smoking hookah. Did you go back to another one?
So there's actually no rules in the industry. That's what they'll tell you. There's actually no rules in the industry. So as an intern, just because they allow you to do it doesn't really mean you should really do it. It's not really ideally. But anywho, we're gonna move on from that, okay? Woo! From your seat, how do you stay tapped into shifts in culture, whether it's new trends, artists, or industry movements?
Honestly, I feel so tapped out of it now. I don't think I'm old at all, but it's like this new stuff that's on the scene. I'm like, I don't even want to know what y'all got going on. Like, I don't know. It makes me sad, but then it's also like, this is when these seasoned people come in and pour into the young folks. This is when the seasoned people come in and bring back the rules, the culture, the positive things
of that nature.
Yes.
You mentioned a good point about the seasoned people pouring into the younger generations or the future leaders that are coming, after you. Being in the seat that you are today, do you think it's hard to pour back because you don't have a lot of time?
No. Oh my God. Okay. My main priority is to pour into young girls. We just got a new intern. Shout out to Yanni, because I love her. And I just cannot wait to mentor her, pour into her. I already started doing it, but that's my number one priority and goal in this industry is to feed and fill the cups. I fill your cup.
You did.
You see?
You did.
Stuff. When I see the young, ambitious on their grind, young women and men sometimes, I'm like, oh, you're about your business. You're going to be a star. Let me show you how you do that.
But a lot of people don't do that in the industry. A lot of people don't pour back. Why do you think in certain seats people gatekeep information?
I honestly don't know, because that's never been my style, my vibe. I honestly didn't really have anyone pouring into me the way I wanted to when I was coming up in this industry. So it's always just been a huge goal of mine to be I don't want to be like those other people. I want to find the next, young Serena who's thirsty, hungry, has that drive and determination to make it in this industry. So when I see it, and I'm like, oh yeah, come on, let's go.
No, you are good at picking. You do have a great, what is that called, discernment maybe?
Discernment.
Yeah, discernment. You have a great discernment of picking. Yeah, she's one of them. Let's just pay attention to her a little bit.
I really take pride in that.
No, you
I
do.
think I have good discernment
you
too.
Do. But I knew when you was picking on me as an intern, I knew it was for a reason. Because, okay. Let's clear it up so people won't get offensive. making me do extra tasks. Let's say that better. I know when you did that, it's because you saw something in me, because you can get ignored quickly. So if you're not doing nothing, that's cute. But if you want to show out and actually stand out, they're going to make sure you work quickly. Speaking of being ambitious and, owning your seat, holding your seat in this competitive industry isn't easy, especially as a Black woman. So what's been your strategy for keeping your seat secure without losing yourself in the process?
Ooh, I wouldn't really say it's a strategy.
Okay.
More so, it just comes natural to me to have a good work ethic. I'll say when I'm doing something that I like. Because if I have to do something that I do not like, unfortunately, I cannot hide or fake the funk. Like, if I don't like it, you're going to know that I do not like this. So for me, it's just making sure that I'm doing something that I'm passionate about. I have to care about what it is, and I have to want to progress whatever type of project I'm working on. So that is just a natural feeling. So I don't feel like I'm competing to stay here. The work, in the most humble way.
Right.
The work speaks for itself.
Come on.
I don't have to think or strategize on how we're keeping this seat.
Right.
This seat will be here as long as I'm here
I
doing
know.
what I'm supposed to do.
And that's that on
And
that.
showing up how I'm supposed to show up.
That's that on that. Now let's get a little bit tricky. Have you ever felt like someone's trying to pull your seat from under you?
I did feel that way. I think last year was a really tough year for me mentally in the workspace because I was doing what I kind of didn't want to do. And I was kind of trying to find my work identity, I feel like, after, for those who don't know, I was day-to-day manager for City Girls for a little over 2 years, and unfortunately they parted ways at the top of last year. And that kind of left me okay, well, what's next, in your work life and at the label and stuff. So I tried out the role of being a product manager, did not like it. It just wasn't for me. And I saw that very quickly, maybe a month into it.
Oh, that's
and
fast.
So, yeah, I know myself. I don't want to play those games.
But I like that you can mention it. Some people just stay in something because they want to stay in it because they feel like they can grow. You're the type to actually speak up and be like, I actually don't like this. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, it was such a mental battle for me too, because to your point, I did want to give it a shot, because I'm like, why are you saying you don't like it? You've only been doing it for a month. You haven't even put out a project yet. You're not fully engulfed in it. But I just know me, and it's such a blessing to know yourself.
Tell me about it.
It is, and so I'm like, I don't see this working, but I knew also what it is that I wanted to do, and it was to work and thrive in artist relations and manage and work on budgets and do those type of things. So it's similar to product management in a way, but I like what I'm doing way more. So back to just saying, last year was a mental battle for me because I knew I was not showing up as my best self, and that really bothered me because I love to show up as my best self and do the work, and people see that and they acknowledge that, and now this year everyone's like, who is this Serena? This is a happier Serena. She's showing up she's, and I'm I was depressed last year.
I hate air.
Yeah, I hated it, and it just wasn't a good space. So during that time, I did feel like somebody was trying to take my seat.
Yes. Since you want to pour back to the younger generation, if you could offer a seat at your table to another woman breaking into the industry, what's the first piece of advice you'll give her?
Oh my God. I don't know if this is the first piece. Well, I guess it is, because my new person that I'm pouring into, I just tell her, girl, stay down, show up and do the work, but stay down because it gets greater later. I know, the things that you're doing in the moment sometimes, especially on the lower level, it may seem redundant or why am I doing this? This is stupid. But those things that you're doing, you're showing your work ethic, you're showing what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do, setting boundaries. And, it will get greater later. So you need to stay down in the moment where you are. And when you keep putting your best foot forward, that foot forward is constantly moving forward.
I agree, actually, with the staying down, but also fall in love with the journey. Fall in love with the process. You have to. When I was an intern, I hated doing P cards. And now that's part of my job.
And aren't you glad you learned it?
Right. When I tell you I hated doing P cards because a lot of people don't have receipts and then you got to call the hotel to get a folio. And you're like, why does this stuff matter? And it's like, oh, it actually plays a big part. Hold on.
Also, it's just like, try everything. Do everything. If somebody is like, I need somebody to, me, like, raise your hand to try it, do it. You just never know who you're going to meet in the process.
Come on.
Who's watching you, so who you might just impress in the process. I mean, I don't hire and fire, but people come to me like, hey, Serena, do you know somebody who can do this, know somebody who can do that? And I always think of like our intern class, and I'm like, oh, I did have a really good intern who did this one thing and did that good, you know what I'm saying? Or they were really eager to volunteer with this, so they're showing, that they're dedicated and passionate about this. So I would just say, just try everything, like any chance that you get, because you're going to learn what you like, what you don't like.
Quickly.
You're going to learn very quickly. And it's important to learn that very quickly, because you don't want to look up and you're 5 years in something and you're like, I don't like this, but this is all that I know. I didn't try anything else. That's like the worst thing that you want to have.
And I actually thank you for allowing me to go on set for that podcast, because it's now that I'm creating my own podcast, you see the steps. People just see the show. People just see the finish line. And I actually adore, it's like a strong feeling. I know love or adore, I actually love the build-up of putting on a show.
Yes.
Setting up a set, making sure the run of the show is together, sending out the pre-production plan. I love all of that because I know that I am truly my creative director of my own life. So I thank you for allowing me to see the podcast setup when I was an intern, because everyone just presses play. No one sees what goes on.
Okay.
But also adding to the question that I asked you, another advice is to truly, it's easier said than done and everybody hears it, but truly staying true to yourself and never change. Because if I were to change the clothes I was wearing at the intern in the office, y'all would be like, what is going on? What are you doing? Who is that? Or not have this big bubbly personality. What's happening here? But it's okay, because I won intern of the year that year, so it worked out.
And you know what? Some people confuse the word change with evolve. It's like you want to stay true to who you are and not change in that way, but you always want to evolve into a better version of you.
In an industry where seats are often reserved for certain voices, how do you make space for new talent and diverse perspectives?
Oh, so that is like really tricky, but it's one of the things that you just gotta do. Like, you gotta do it. You gotta stand up. You gotta speak. You have to get uncomfortable in those rooms, putting people on blast, holding them accountable, and offering your ideas and perspective. Offer your opinion. When you're in a room and everyone's talking, you need to speak up and give your opinion, even if nobody asks for it, but that helps build your confidence. And that's stuck with me. And I'm like, oh my God, because sometimes I just, when we're on Zoom calls,
quiet,
camera off, I'm on the other end, like, I don't know what these people talking about. I don't even want to hear it. Or I'm just,
why is it at 9 a.m.?
Or it may not have nothing to do with me. So I'm like, this isn't my forte. Turn that camera on, turn that mic, that mute off, and speak up. Offer your opinions. Say what the fuck going on.
That part.
You know what I mean?
Piggyback off what you said, I agree, especially with my area, because I work in a male-dominated industry. I have to speak up. There is no such thing as hiding behind the camera. There is no such thing as, well, per such and such, he said for you to do this. No, Kennedi said for you to do this, and I need you here by this time, and I do not need you to be late. You have to be here. And then these are the meeting notes, and I need you to speak up first, and you're going to speak up first. And then I'm actually going to lead the meeting, and then I'm going to ask you for questions and comments and concerns.
Exactly.
Right. So I will say, as an intern, you guys did teach me to speak up, and also just owning the industry and owning and doing certain things. You have to.
You feel like the internship taught you that? You don't feel like you're naturally just a person who speaks up?
I am a person that naturally speaks up, but I'm realizing when you're interning, certain things that you don't want to do, you can't do, because you're also with a team. So if I'm always doing the P cards, why isn't intern 1, intern 2, intern 3 doing the P cards, and y'all just sitting at the desk? That's not happening. Here, I need you to do this and help me with this, because it's a whole list. So do half and I do half. Let's divide and conquer.
Yeah, that's important. And another thing, it depends on the task too.
True.
Because sometimes I would be like, why am I doing this and I'm the only one doing it?
Only one.
It's because they only trust you.
That's true.
This is an assignment that they only trust you to do.
In doing that, I ended up making a mistake because they didn't finish in time. And I said, I should have just done it by myself. But you learn. And that's when it's like, did I tell you to do that? But I'm also realizing in this industry, trust is key. And when you're in these type of seats, you have to be trustworthy. And it's really much loyalty. If you're not loyal, it's kind of over.
That's another one of the advice that I try to give to the young girls. Like your reputation is everything, and how you are presenting yourself. And with that is trust. Like, are you a trustworthy person? Are you showing up every day as someone who can be trusted with confidential information? Yeah, because people, they're going to trust you. They're looking to trust you with confidential information, possessions, and just different opportunities.
Yes.
They're relying on you. You are someone they are depending on to show up, and that's a form of trust.
It is.
So it's like, you got to do that every time. You must deliver.
And you really can't mess up. And a lot of people think you can mess up, but too many mistakes is not really good.
You're out of there.
And I'm realizing as I'm entering this space and continuing to enter the industry, I'm realizing if you make too many mistakes, it's almost as if I can't trust you to do this and we need to find somebody else. And speaking of seats, your seats can change quickly. So if you're not prepared or ready to take over the seat that you're in, you need to just go ahead and already look for somewhere else, because you're not going to stay. Because you always got to remember, somebody is ready to take your spot quickly. We're going to play a game. Ready? Deep breath. Called the seat shuffle. Rapid fire segment. So I'm going to throw some quick questions around. No overthinking. Just go with your first instinct. Okay?
Yes.
Who would you trade seats with for a day, dead or alive?
Nobody.
Really?
I am Serena, and I love it here. I never think about things like that because, okay, maybe Kylie Jenner.
Why Kylie?
I would like to see what her life is like. It's so glamorous, mystique. I really love the Kardashians, I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
I'd like to see what their shit is hidden out.
They always say don't believe, what's publicized, so we'll see.
Yeah, so I would like to see
Just
what's
see it.
going on
I see what
behind
you're
the
saying.
scenes. I would like to take a day in my life.
But I agree. I don't think I want to switch my seats with anybody. I think I'm entering like my future me. So I'm kind of excited to see where this journey is going to go.
Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
don't
lie.
have idols. When people are like, who are you a fan of? I'm not a fan of anybody.
Fan of myself.
And it's not even like a vain thing. It's more so just like, I am here for a reason. I'm on this journey for a reason. I'm not really looking at what other people got going on. There are people that are inspiring, and it's like, dang, her journey is dope. How can I take bits and pieces from that
Put it
into
into
my
mine.
own? But
Come on.
like, I don't aspire to be in anyone else's seat.
I love that.
This is my seat.
Claiming it and owning it. What's a guilty pleasure song that would snatch your aux seat immediately?
Well, that's a good one. A guilty pleasure song.
Guilty pleasure.
I'm not gonna lie, I am the aux queen. When I get around people, I love saying like, give me the phone, because I be knowing the vibes. I am a good DJ because I understand that it is not about what I want to hear. It's about what the people want to hear.
Oh, I'm the opposite.
And I'm typically up on my music.
Yeah.
Typically. I haven't been lately, but I know the crowd.
Yeah.
So like, it don't give guilty pleasure over here because I'm not a selfish person.
Okay, but
It's about the people.
why you don't be trying to control the aux when we be in the office? I be having my music on. Why don't you be taking it from me?
Why would I take that from you? You've already owned it, baby. You keep doing what you do.
Yeah, but I be trying to figure out what music to play. Because I be playing my songs.
Okay,
I be listening to Keisha
I'm
Cole.
trying to think. I don't know if I listen to anything super corny. I mean, I'm a corny girl, so maybe, not like that, but like
Little corny.
quirky.
I know.
I'll say quirky.
That's a good one.
Not corny. Not corny. I like that one, but I love bad boy music. Like, my favorite song and video,
Is-
Mo Money, Mo Problems.
That's what don't they want it. It's like the
More money,
B.I.G. All that.
P.O.P.P.A. No info. Federal
All that.
agents, yeah.
Let me sing it. If you can put, no, quick swap. Heels, sneakers, or slides when you're running the music biz?
Sneakers every time.
Yeah, because you
Never gives heel.
You gotta be on the go.
Never gives heel. Hardly ever gives sandal.
Never.
It's giving sneakers every time. That's why you gotta have your classy sneakers.
Yeah.
For when you're in the expensive rooms, like the Bottegas,
The
got a little
Orbits,
nice little Chanel.
the Chanels.
Okay, and then when you're in the field, you know, you could do a little Air Force One, a little
New
backstage
Balance.
action. New Balance, maybe some Converse for a little concert action if you're down at Coachella, something like that. What do you think?
Well, you know me, I'm a heel girl all day and sandal girl all day. But when it comes to the music industry, especially on the sports side, it's sneakers all day. But you gotta come with it, because in the rooms you be in, the rooms we walk in,
you're getting judged by what's on your feet.
because all of them are heavy hitters, heavy steppers.
Heavy
You walk
steppers.
in, I'm
You
like,
can't have nothing
oh.
corny on your feet.
And then my boss, his shoe game is crazy.
Man.
I'm trying to just get a little bit. I thought I was doing something with my sneakers.
I always like to hit up Wayno, like, what are the cool sneakers right now? I got something coming up for work. Like, what do I need to have on my feet in these rooms with these people? But you know what is a safety net every time? A good Air Force One.
Or
we're
New-
going to talk about that.
Or New Balance.
Well, it depends on the model.
Oh, true.
Depends.
It does.
New Balance is not
Because
always the way to go.
Because I thought the cute ones, I don't even know, 1906, is that one of them? The gray, white, am I speaking about it correctly? I don't know. Seat holders, tell me, comment below, let me know. It's like the big ones, and I thought they were so cute, and then my boss was like, we can get you some other ones. Almost cried.
Your boss chewed me up at our first holiday dinner. He was like, them boots? No, I had on like a cute little heel boot. I had my outfit going, blazer and all.
Yeah.
He was like, them boots, not it. Went and told my boss, them boots, not it. I said, oh my God. In the moment, send her these Louis Vuitton boots that I wanted. Got chewed up for sending her that. I'm like, well, y'all gonna talk about my shoes? Replace them. You gonna talk about my boots? Give me some new boots.
You should replace them if you're gonna talk about it. But speaking of my boss, yeah, he doesn't really have a filter. But anywho, that moves on. What's one thing you refuse to take a back seat on no matter what? Me, it's my values.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not taking a back seat. I'm not taking a back seat and being quiet for what I stand on. Not gonna happen. Sorry, Mom, I have to speak like that.
That is a huge one for me too. Values and morals. Like when you're put in the positions to where you can do something that you know you're not supposed to do, integrity is everything to me, baby. You will never catch me slipping on doing, I'm not gonna say
Anything, right? Never is a strong word, but
never is a strong word.
99.9% is
like,
no gray area.
Your word is very important in this industry. I take much pride in my word. When my boss used to call me like, so-and-so said blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, 1 second, I have the receipts. Here you go. What were you saying?
And in the industry, receipts, you have to keep the receipts.
Have to have
because
receipts.
So this was said and approved by 1 second.
Mm-hmm. I don't even like to misquote people. So if they're like, well, what did so-and-so say? Hold on real quick. Let me pull up the message because I don't want to misquote.
Nope.
Like, I'm not speaking out of term. So to the question, I am really big on like your word,
Yes.
values, morals, and integrity.
Yes.
Don't play with it.
All four of them.
Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna say nothing crazy about Serena.
And we are set. All right. If your career journey, maybe you can use the directorship for this. If your career journey was a seat, what type of chair would it be?
The directorship! Oh my God, I am directing this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am the director of this life.
Yeah. If you could pull up your chair and have dinner with any artist, who would it be and why?
At this current time, I know y'all want me to say somebody old. People always love to go
Yeah,
back.
they
And it's
love
just
to go
like,
old.
just relax. I want to talk with Megan Thee Stallion. I, for one, love Megan. I love her music. And I also think that her story, everything that she's been through, just like in the industry, I want to feel that with her. I want to get into the emotion.
Such a deep
with
person.
her. I am. And then on top of that, that girl works. She
does.
works through the pain. She works through the happiness, the joy,
the
rumors. Like, she gets up and works, and I just love her work ethic from what I can see.
Yeah. Nice. That's a
So I
good
would
one.
love to have dinner with her and just chop it up with how you feeling, girl. Tell me what hurt you and why.
Get the tea, but still be there for her.
Yeah.
Front row seats. Concert of your dreams. Who's on stage?
Of my dreams?
Or maybe just like a a concert of your, like, oh, this is my favorite concert, and you could put it together. Who would be on stage?
Let me just say, there are 2 concerts that I regret not going to. I can't say that I would want to now, but at the time, I really hate that I missed Kanye West's concert when he was doing, I forgot the name of that tour, but when he had the stage
And it was
in the middle, y'all remember that? We had the stage in the middle, everybody was under it. Damn, huh? Life of Pablo. Okay, let me say that again.
Go ahead.
I really wish I got to go to Kanye West's tour, Life of Pablo, when they had the stage in the middle and people were dancing underneath. I mean, Kanye, to me, yes, he's off the knocker sometimes, but he is a true artist. And like, just being in the room with him to feel his passion when he's performing this music that he made, like, I really wanted to be there, and I'm so mad I missed it. Second concert, don't cancel me, that I really hate that I missed, was the Bad Boy 20-year reunion tour. My whole family is from New York. We're all from Brooklyn. I didn't grow up there, but like, those are my roots, like the New York sound and like just everything that all the Bad Boy artists, like, I just love their music, and I hate that I missed that tour. So if I could, relive those, I would like to go to those concerts.
Okay, let's get deep, but real personal growth deep, okay, since you like deep. When you think about the next level, whether it's within QC or beyond, what does your ideal seat look like?
Like what type of chair?
Like your position.
What
Because
is
using a
my
metaphor,
ideal?
yeah, like where would you be?
Yes, so like I said before, one of the things that's really important to me is pouring into the youth and giving, not just giving back, but like really encouraging them to pursue their dreams and helping them figure out what that looks like. So I don't know if eventually that looks like a nonprofit of like some sort of mentorship program. Shout out to Heather Lowry, because I am a part of the Next Gen Femme, the Mid Forward mentorship program, and I just absolutely love it. And I love what she's doing for the women that are in music or just entertainment in general that are trying to, figure it out and make their footprint. So I don't know if I would do something like that, but even if it's just me like running a label and being a president of a label, like you're pouring into the up and coming executives and you're fostering an environment for them to do what they love and create and just do something amazing. So I would like to, have a hand in structuring that.
Oh, that's nice. I can see that for you.
Oh, you know what my dream role is though?
What?
To plan the Super Bowl. I want to be on that committee for like the Super Bowl, like where I'm in the rooms, we're planning where the next city is going to be, what day it's going to take place on.
Who's the people? Who's
what are we doing?
How does it look?
I want to be on the committee for the Super Bowl.
That seems fun. That seems fun. One of my things I want to do is put on a concert.
Okay.
Like a major concert. Like a major one. And then I also see myself owning my own production company.
Love that.
I see it.
Easy. You can do that.
Yeah.
Easy.
I kind of already have the name.
Good.
It's kind of already there.
This is how it starts.
It really does. Because doing this is, like I said before, it's really fun. And I'm realizing this truly does fuel my creativeness, because you actually need a job that fuels your creativeness.
You have to.
And I'm realizing I'm putting all my passion into this, and it's showing. And I really love the whole build-up process of creating a production. So this right here is, I love that.
I always say I can't imagine doing something that I didn't love to do. I wouldn't be doing it because I would be terrible at it.
Right.
I just wouldn't do it. And I am blessed. Truly, I don't take it for granted. I'm very blessed every day to be doing what I love to do. Like sometimes I'm just like, dang, I really love my job. And like I love what I do and how I do it.
I really like that. Okay, guys, that is the seat. Thank you for having a seat with us today. To all my seat holders, I'm sending out with nothing but love and encouragement to keep going. And Serena, darling, or I should say Big Rena, thank you.
You know it's your girl.
Here she go. Thank you so much for dropping gems We appreciate you, and I'll sit with you guys next on the next episode. We out.